Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. We're starting the show a little differently today because we want to say thank you to all of you who have reached out to us. Our hearts are heavy right now. Many of you may already know Don Ward passed away yesterday.
He was on a hike in the mountains doing what he loved. We think he may have had a heart attack, but we don't know for sure yet. Don has been here at KKTV since 2006, anchoring the evening shows and the 10 o'clock newscast alongside Diane Derby. He is one of the most talented journalists we have ever met.
Don grew up right here in Colorado Springs and attended Doherty High School. He had a deep love for his family, especially his nieces and nephews. You'll see some of their pictures on your screen. He treated them as if they were his own children. Don loved music, playing guitar, hiking, photography, and his favorite band, Queen. And one of my favorite memories is when Don was working from home, him and Diane were switching off. He would check the reporter scripts because that's what his job was when he was working from home, but he would take guitar breaks. He would play guitar, post video of him doing that, and it's just so cool to see both his passion for journalism and his passion for other things like guitar and music like we were talking about.
Yeah, and photography. He loved the Beatles and Tom Petty, and it was fun to always talk to him about the sports he loved too. He's a big fan of soccer as well. And we plan on sharing tributes to Don throughout this week. It is going to be very hard and difficult for us here. Some of you have asked when the funeral or services may be. We don't know that yet, but we will let you know if it's open to the public. And we want to thank you again to everyone who's reached out to us this morning and yesterday has been extremely difficult for us, but we call ourselves a family here at KKTV, and we lean on each other for support. One of the biggest things a little over a year ago when Dustin passed away was Don was our strength.
He really was.
And he kept us going through that time, and I'm thinking of him now and all that he provided for us then, and now being that strength to pay tribute to him.
And I think one of his lasting legacies is he was such a good teacher. I know I benefited from him. He would sit down when I first started filling in on the noon show and help critique my anchoring, and he has for sure made me a better journalist, a better anchor, and just a better person.
Yeah, and you can see that this is very difficult for us. We are so thankful for all of your support and your kind words. Don always had a funny comment and said things with a smile, and I think that is what we have to lean on in these moments here. You know, one of my favorite memories, I shared it today.
And this is my favorite too.
I lost my shoe. I was pretty new here. I got stuck in the set over there, and Don nonchalant just reached over, picked it up, and handed it back to me. And
he was just a pro.
Yeah,
he could handle any situation.
And he would make us laugh and laugh and laugh. And so as hard as today and the coming days will be, we are so thankful for our memories with him, and we'll continue to have the show go on, as he would always say.
And we do really want to thank you for your support. We're getting phone calls, emails, we have flowers here at the newsroom. It does mean so much to us and Don's family that you guys are thinking of him too, because we know he made such a big impact on the viewers here in Southern Colorado as well. But we say it all the time, you know, news doesn't stop, weather doesn't stop. So with that, we do want to turn to this 11 breaking weather alert. We have been following Hurricane Laura. After impacting the Caribbean, she is now headed toward the Gulf Coast. The National Hurricane Center is predicting storm surge high enough to swamp entire towns in Texas and Louisiana. Authorities in Grand Isle, Louisiana are hoping their temporary wall of sandbags holds back floodwaters. Now, mandatory evacuations are underway just days before the region marks the 15th anniversary of the devastating Hurricane Katrina. So let's check back in with meteorologist Lucy Bergemann. Lucy, when is the storm expected to hit the Gulf Coast?
Late tomorrow night, Jenna.
All right, thank you, Lucy. We know you'll stay on top of that. As more students get back to learning this school year, PE teachers have to come up with creative ways to get students up and moving, even while they're learning online. District 11 says its PE teachers are getting the whole family involved in students' at-home workouts, since many parents might still be working from home themselves. The students will be graded on physical education remotely. Some teachers are asking kids to send in video workouts. Others are having live gym classes over video. No matter what they're doing, teachers say it's important the students stay active.
When you start to think about the social emotional well-being of kids,
D11 says it's prepping now for what PE is going to look like when students are back in person. The district says there will most likely be fewer contact sports. We have new information now. Governor Polis wants everyone to know that it's very likely that more schools will close as in-person learning resumes. Several schools, including some in D20, D49, and D2, have already had possible or confirmed cases of COVID-19. In a statement reported by the Colorado Sun, Polis says the key is identifying cases early. The governor says it's better to act quickly before it quietly and quickly spreads. One of the two suspects in the death of a man in Colorado Springs is in jail right now. Police have been working to identify suspects for 6 months. 25-year-old Benjamin Nandin was killed at a smoke shop near Fillmore and I-25 in February. One of the suspects is Kyrie Walker. We've told you about him before. He was also the suspect in 2 other homicides and a string of carjackings a few weeks later. He was tracked down at a home in Stratton Meadows where he was found dead after a standoff. Police also arrested Vanessa Taylor, who turned herself into police. She's being held in the El Paso County Jail without bond. It's day 2 of the Republican National Convention. Coming up on 11 News at noon, who you can expect to hear speeches from tonight. Plus, teachers are continuing to go toe-to-toe with their state governments, demanding changes to make schools safer during the pandemic. It's day 2 of the 2020 Republican National Convention, and the theme of the night is Land of Opportunity. Skylar Henry has more on what to expect from speakers in Charlotte, Washington, D.C., and across the country.
Day 2 of the Republican National Convention.
With all those fires in Colorado, one area a lot of people have been concerned about is Hanging Lake. We have video from the White River National Forest, and you can see the popular hiking spot is still standing strong. Now, some damage was done to the trail, but officials say that can be repaired. The area had been closed because of the Grizzly Creek fire and will stay closed until everything is fixed. It will also not be open until it's ruled safe for visitors again. If you want to stay updated on the progress made at Hanging Lake, we have a link on our website. Just click on Find It. Let's check in now with your pets of the week.
Another duo.
We want to get to this 11 breaking news alert. All lanes of I-25 are shut down right now. Southbound lanes near Fillmore. There is an overturned truck. You can see there are emergency crews on scene right now, but you can see that traffic behind just backed up. So if you're planning to head out southbound, again, this is near Fillmore. Traffic is, all lanes stopped, is backed up. So maybe give it a few minutes. Like I said, emergency crews are on scene. We can see it looks like a tow truck, so hopefully it will be cleared soon, but keep this in mind as you're heading out. A Florida judge has issued a temporary injunction preventing state officials from forcing public schools to begin in-person classes, saying the state essentially ignored the requirement of school safety. CBS's Manuel Bajorquez has the latest.
It is our government's responsibility.
We want to check in real quick with this 11 breaking news alert. The Colorado Springs Fire Department is on scene of a car into building. This is happening near Platt and Academy. You can see the car into the building, and we will be following this on our 4 o'clock newscast. We'll see you then.